Hello everybody and welcome to my bookshelves. There's nothing here right now, and I purposely did the cinematic mode on my phone so that you cannot see the mess that I have not cleaned up since the month that I've been gone. And unfortunately, while I was gone, I got more books. Which, wasn't really the right thing to do, as you can see in this shelf, it's jam-packed, and this is like my contemporary romance shelf. Yeah, I have like no room on here. And this is my paranormal and fantasy romance. That's all here. That's almost full. I still have a little bit room in here. I was taking out some books that I was thinking of getting rid of. Cruel Prince is on there, and I might just add it back onto my shelves. And not get rid of it. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure. But before we get into the January reads that I end up doing, that I'm picking from my shelves, I'm going to show you. Sorry, my dog's bed's right here, so I can't go over there. And apparently she does not like me talking around her. So I apologize for that. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to go over the books and end up getting while I was gone. We're gonna get into it. Yes, you'll see some books right here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those books, so that's why they're here, and I apologize. So anyways, into the books that I got. So I already had A Court of Thorns and Roses. How do I explain this to you guys? Okay, so I had this book. I haven't read it yet. Maybe I'll read it sometime this year. I'm not entirely sure. But I went to the used bookstore that I am constantly going to, and then I'm going to mention later, of another book haul, or with this other book haul that I have. So I ended up finding the other covers, which was apparently the original cover for the Court of Thorns and Roses. Can someone please explain to me why they changed it? Because the original covers were freaking gorgeous, and I don't know why they changed it to this instead. Was it just because it was easier to print? I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, I found that, and I found the first one, and then I guess the fourth book that also had that original cover. But of course, it's the original cover, and it's like a ton of money. And the ones that I got were $3 each. So the first book and fourth book in the original covers I got for like $6 in total, because they were $3 each. And I know for a fact I cannot get the rest of the books in the series, like physically, for a decent priced amount. So I'm giving those books to my little cousin for her 21st birthday. Or, well, it was for her Christmas. And then I have more books for her 21st birthday. I want to do a book bouquet. I had no idea how to, because no one has a DIY video. And I'm shocked. So yeah, it might sound shocking that I have given away the original ones, but what the heck am I going to do with book 1 and 4 when I have no money to get the rest of the series? And the bookstore that I went, she didn't have any of the other books in stock, so I was kind of SOL on that. So instead, I still have the first one, and I ended up, I guess let me put it here so that you can see it in the back. On Facebook Market, they sell a lot of books, and it's like the only reason that I still have a Facebook account, because I love Facebook Market. It's the place that I get all my stuff from. Someone was selling the second, third, and fourth books of the ACOTAR series on there for, I think, $5 or $6 each for each book. So it wasn't like horrible. So I ended up getting that, and she shipped it over. And so I got the rest of the books. I thought these were all the books, but apparently there's like a last one, and I cannot get it for a reasonable price, and I can only find hardcovers, and I think there's only hardcovers, and I don't want a hardcover. So that's my conundrum right now. So yeah, I ended up getting A Court of Wings and Ruin, which is the second book, I believe, and then A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the third book. And then this is the book that I had the original paperback version of. Court of Frost and Starlight, and it's such a thin book, which is crazy to me. And then the last one's like a super thick book, so I don't understand why this is so thin. But anyways, those are the books I ended up getting. I think they came in yesterday, which I was still away. I just got back home today. And then for my, oh wait, no. I guess one more thing that I got off of Facebook Market, which I literally picked up today because I saw it last night. I have to constantly be on Facebook Market to know when someone in my area is selling books, because I keep missing some books and I'm like, I've been on it all day. How did I miss that? So I was lucky to find that they had Colleen Hoover November 9 on Facebook Market for $5. For $5, okay? So of course I picked it up. It was like front porch pickup. So yeah, that's what I got. And then yesterday I went to Daiso. They didn't have a lot of stuff, unfortunately. I was trying to look for like annotation pens and highlighters, but they didn't really have any. They had the what is it, the annotation sticky pad things. I got those, but they didn't have any of the other stuff. And I got shelf ends or bookshelf ends as well. I think there was a point of showing you that haul, but yeah, that's what I got. Anyway, so I think there will be only one book that you'll know, and I've been wanting to read Frankenstein, okay? So don't judge me that I got this really cool cover of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I'm gonna have to get an audiobook, and it's gonna have to be an updated audiobook because the other audiobook is really, I don't know if I could get into. But I want to read this so bad. It's like, it feels like every person who I've seen read Frankenstein, they really enjoyed it. And I'm gonna have to make myself read it, okay? So I got it. This is an amazing cover. I got for $3 at the bookstore. That's now my favorite bookstore. I just need her to start switching out books because it's just the same books when I go there and I'm not really interested. So yeah. She has like a YA section, and that's where I found the Akatar books that I got. So I keep going over there to look if they have anything new. I know they have Shatter Me, but I already have the Shatter Me series like right here that I got at Goodwill for probably $3 each as well. Or $2. It was either $2 or $3. Anyways, I digress. I got this book, which is called Catching Stars. It's a YA. It seemed really interesting, though I did not see it had any romance in it. And I'm not entirely sure if it has romance in it. But I was going to try to give it a try. But it seems like if something doesn't have romance in it, I get so uninterested. And I'm trying to get out of that. You know, I'm trying to really polish my reading selections because some of it's just too messy. And I need to expand my reading stuff. So yeah, I got this. We shall see how that goes. I think I'm gonna put it in my fantasy section. Listen, guys, don't judge me. Okay, this is like a non-judgmental zone, right? We don't judge each other. We don't judge each other, right? Even when you see this cover, you're not gonna judge me, right? Because I got a sports romance. These kind of covers need to not exist. Why do authors put covers like this on there? Why can't we be like inconspicuous? I'm not gonna read this out in public. Why can't you make an incognito mode cover? Because I'm ashamed to read this in front of people. Why? You could legit just have a football and I'd probably read it, okay? Or what is the like cartoon covers? Let's stop putting half naked guys and girls on the covers so that I can be like a functioning human out in the world when I'm reading a book, okay? Let's do that. Anyway, so she had like a fantasy, not a fantasy, a romance and like erotica section on the bookshelves at the bookstore. And I was just looking because I had been there for a while. I didn't really find anything. She has a ton of historical romances, and I had some on my historical romances on my Amazon wish list that weren't there on the shelves. So I was just looking around, and I happened upon this because apparently it's in some sort of like series, which is play-by-play series by this author. And I wasn't gonna buy all of them because I don't know how the books are or how the writing is. So I was reading this one. It's something to do that this like previous NFL player, or is it NFL, or yeah, I think NFL player, who has opened up his restaurant, and he's not excited to be back in the spotlight, but he kind of has to promote his restaurant, and he doesn't want a girl who only wants him for his fame. And it seems like him and his coworker at the restaurant is their romance. So it seemed interesting, so you know, I picked it up. Even though, why did I do that? Because there's no room on the shelf whatsoever. So I don't know why I did that to myself. Why does my hair look like this? Why didn't you tell me my hair looked like that? Okay, anyways, yeah, I have no room up here. I don't know why I did this to myself. Anyway, so these are all the books that I got that I have no room for. Okay, why did I do this to myself? Anyways, I think I already have 2 books that I picked out to read in January. And I say I might because when I came back during New Year's and then went back to the house that I was pet sitting at, I took 2 books with me to try to read while I was there. Did not happen. I'm finding that I have an issue with putting down YouTube, and I think that's where all my time's going into instead of reading. I think if I was literally to look up how many hours I am watching YouTube on my iPad, and while also simultaneously look through my phone on Facebook Market. That's where all my time has been so far. And it's supposed to be a new year for me, okay? So why am I doing this to myself? I don't understand. Anyway, so the first book I have, and it's because this was a new release in December, and everybody was reading this book, and it sounded so good. I have not read another second chance romance since like last year, and it was like a Harley Quinn book, or Harley Quinn romance book about like a rancher, and it was a second chance romance, and I didn't like it. So that one is by Kennedy Ryan. It's called Before I Let Go. There's some times where I really appreciate Book of the Month, because normally I would not be able to afford this book, but because you do Book of the Month and you can like get multiple books, I'm content with spending my money like that. This is not an ad, by the way. I'm just saying that I feel like my money's well spent if I can pay that much to get multiple books, is what I'm trying to say. And that's only if you have credit, by the way. I don't want to make it seem like, you know, you can always get multiple books. It's only if you have credit. So that's why I'm lucky in that sense that I was able to get this book, because I've been wanting to read a Kennedy Ryan book, and I haven't been able to. And this is a second chance romance. They're divorced, and they have kids together, but I think they have a restaurant together, so they kind of have to work in the same environment. And it's their romance, and I really, really want to read it. So I have this as like my contemporary romance. And then the other one is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, which is also the ACOTAR, but I don't know why that I see this as more of a YA than this one. So I wanted to start Throne of Glass, only the first book. I just want to make that clear. I know there are a ton of books out for this, but I just wanted to start the first book of it. But then I'm also kind of apprehensive, because what if I really want to read the rest of the series? And I don't have the rest of the series. So yeah, I'm not really sure. Please don't mind the condition of this. I got it at a thrift store and it was super cheap. So that's why I have this. And then I will get these 2 books. But the 2 other books that I wanted to read were books that I had already started. And I kind of wanted to make that into a video about a reading vlog of books that I had already started and, you know, finishing the read. So let me get that and I will show you what those books are. Okay, and the other 2 books that I was talking about is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Again, excuse the the way it looks, it is a used book that I got from, I think, Goodwill when I was out of town, and I picked this up. So yeah, I had started reading, let's see, I'm on page 32 on this book. I'll probably have to reread it. I think I had stopped, but I'm not going to go into why I stopped reading, because I'm going to save that for the book that I'm going to save that for the reading vlog that I'm going to do for these books. But yeah, I got this. It's a little bit rough. It's a bit loved. It seems like it got wet or something. I want to try to finish it because it's a pretty short read. So I want to be able to finish reading this within January. So I'm adding it to my TBR. The next book, if you guys even remember that I got this, is The Love Hypothesis, which is also in a rough state. And you may have thought I was going to say that I got it from a thrift store, but I got this in Cancun. The resort that we were staying at had like a library area, and you can switch out and take books. And I ended up ended up leaving both my Emily Henry books there because I had this and Heartbones that I took with me. So yeah, I have Love Hypothesis. I had started it, as you can see, this little blue tab, and then I didn't finish reading it. I'm on page 12. So yes, adding this to the little TBR that I have. And then I found this at a little free library, and it was super short. And I know this is like a super popular, what is it, like classic literature book. I have no idea what it's about though. I kind of, but not really. And that is The Stranger, which you probably can't even see. The Stranger by Albert Camus, which I really want to read because it's also short. So we shall see. You know, some of these things are not really my what I usually go for, but I want to try I want to try these out and give myself the benefit of the doubt. And without all the books surrounding me, this is going to be my TBR if it would stay still. This is going to be my TBR for January. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. That's all I really had to say in this video. I'm getting really overwhelmed with my bookshelves. So I'm going to try and get as much physical books read as I can. I think I will give myself some leverage if I find an ebook that I want to read, but I'm trying to stick mostly to my physical TBR. So we shall see how that goes. I want to be confident, but I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I just got back from pet sitting, so I have a lot of my stuff sitting on my bed that I need to unpack, and that's gonna really suck. But it needs to be done, unfortunately. So I think that's where all my time's gonna be spent, mostly. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.